Don, thanks for joining us in the studio today. It's great to see you again. So give us an overview of Cielo Waste Solutions.
Thanks, Angela. Cielo Waste Solutions is a public company. We've been at it for a little over a decade now, trying to work on our own technology. We found a niche we believe is a game-changing process that we can help create the world a nice green place again.
Tell us more about the technology. First of all, what makes it unique and what are some of the competitive advantages?
Our technology is actually called thermocatalytic depolymerization. That's a fancy word for we use heat and catalyst to take waste streams and turn it into a green diesel. It's a renewable diesel. It's mandated. Every developed country in the world would like to see it blended in with fossil fuel diesel. But we also use all the landfill garbage. So our intent is to basically turn this into a very green corporation. It's we think it's one of the fastest growing industries in the world.
And are you using landfill waste as feedstock, or what else do you use as feedstock?
So anything with a cellulosic fiber. So basically it includes anything from the landfill, from cardboard, from any type of wood product, sawdust, hog fuel. It also includes rubber tires, all types of plastics, your grass clippings, your orange peels, basically anything that goes into landfill except for the stuff you can sell. So we take out the ferrous metals, the copper, the rocks, and the dirt, and we basically use everything else.
Let's talk location. Why Alberta, first of all, and what type of permits are pending?
I grew up in Alberta. Yeah, homegrown Albertan. So, and it's a great place to be. And Alberta has an opportunity there. We have no provincial taxes. That's a real advantage. And of course, there's a strong petroleum base there too. So it's a lot of customers right there for us. There's just been we have a real good base of shareholders in Alberta.
Do you have any plans to expand nationwide or to other provinces?
Absolutely. We already started locating different spots. We're trying to stay grounded right now and concentrate on the first plant, but there's a very good opportunity right now sitting in front of us for many other plants, not just Canada, but throughout the world. And we've already got locations set up for the next 2-3 locations that we've pretty much working on trying to finalizing.
So it's phase one is setting up this plant.
Phase one is basically setting up, we had a demonstration plant running for about the last 4.5 years. It's what we call a batch model. So what happens is we run it for a day and then we got to shut down, clean it out. So what we've done is taken the demonstration plant, we decided what we're going to do is make it continuous and prove to the world that we can make the same work on a commercial basis. So that's our first stage, is to convert that demonstration plant into a small plant. It'll be about 350 liters an hour, and it'll generate probably about 1.3 million EBITDA. But we think from there it's easy to expand it, so we're going to do a second phase. As soon as we get this thing up and operating and prove to the world we can do it, we're going to turn around and make this into about almost 2,000 liters an hour. But by the time we add the two together, we'll be doing about 2,200 liters an hour, which is a pretty good sized plant at that point. And we have an EBITDA at that point probably around 15.5 million a year, plus then the carbon credits, of course, we'll get as well.
And Don, who else is doing this? What other companies are in this space, and what sort of stages are they at?
In our space, there's nobody in the world doing it commercially yet. There's people working towards it. We're ahead of everybody. I know of nobody in the industry right now that's as close as we are. It's a game-changing technology in that we've taken a very simplistic process that took when I say simplistic, it took over a decade and millions of dollars to do it. In our mind, it's pretty simplistic. A lot of the stuff we're using is off-the-shelf technology that we're just putting together. I think it's going to be very simplistic in the fact that we can then set these up as modules and set them up around the world very quickly. And when I say quickly, we can, from a purchase order state, we can probably get them out 4 to 6 months.
Why is biofuel an important product?
There's two types of biofuels. There's biodiesel and then renewable diesel. We make renewable diesel. Biodiesel is particular to agriculture crops. They use animal tallow. When I say agriculture crops, canola, soybeans. They also use yellow grease from restaurants. With that product, not only is it agriculture, food-based crops that you're using, it's very expensive. And the other opportunity is it comes in the fall, and so you only have time to buy your feedstocks in the fall. And then, of course, the other issue is they have a lot of oxygen, and because they got a lot of oxygen in their fuel, that means they got a lot of water, so they freeze very quickly. So they sell any biodiesel produced in Canada is sold into Florida and California, basically south, and so they can't use it here. Our winters are too cold. We make a renewable diesel using garbage. It has no water in it. We completely eliminate the water. We remove most of the sulfurs. It's some of the best diesel produced in North America. It has what we call high cetane. When you go to the pumps, you usually see gasoline is octane, diesel cetane. And with the cetane, it's usually at the pump is about 40 cetane. We're a much higher cetane, so we're like a premium diesel. And we don't freeze. We've taken down to minus 120 C. And so it just doesn't freeze, there's no water in it. So you can use it in military aircraft, you can use it in northern communities, you can blend it anywhere you want. But the nice thing with that is we have a opportunity to sell 365 days a year into the Canadian market.
So Don, if we're talking about using celluloid waste to convert into biofuel, I mean, I imagine that's quite an expansive market. What's your idea of a market potential here?
Well, today it's 653 million liters a year, which about 650 million of it is imported from Singapore, Finland, Argentina, and Brazil. So it's 100% imported. Basically, it's about 97% imported right now. So our market is very wide, very large. In Alberta alone, where we are, we're talking close to 300 million liters in our back door. Our plant that does 2,200 liters an hour will do about 18 million liters a year. So that gives you an idea of the potential is very large. We could easily put 40 plants in and to cover the market. So lots of opportunity. And they want to buy local if they can, and our price is way more competitive. And being a renewable diesel, we also get a premium on ours. So we actually get 25% higher than biodiesel.
What's your vision then, Don, for the future of Cielo Waste Solutions? Where would you like to take the company?
I really believe this is a company that can change the world, and we want to think that way. We think we are the greenest corporation ever built, and that's our goal, and that's our intent is to set these up in the landfills throughout the world. It's not just landfills. I mean, everybody that has garbage waste is a customer of ours. It doesn't take much for us to build a plant. They're inexpensive. They're 4 to 6 months to build and get moved out. We would like to joint venture in each one of those plants, so it's not an outright sale. We'll look to keep an ownership of each plant. We'll see where it goes. I don't think there's an end to where we can go.
Well, on that note, Don, thank you so much for telling us about Cielo Waste Solutions.
Thanks for the opportunity, Angel.